Hold My Drink with Charlene and Ellie, a GoLoud original.
Meet a lot of people, because if you're only having like one date every 6 months, you don't know what you want. You don't know, what you're looking for.
I go to the same places and I do the same things and it's the same people for me. And
you need to shake that up a bit, and you need to leave the wolf pack. Walk around on your own. No guy's going to approach you with the wolf pack. Plan your dates of when you're seeing the person, so you have something to look forward and you know there's an end time, and keep the emotional bond high.
Welcome to How My Drink with Charlene and Ellie. Our podcast is like a group chat between your best friends, the girls batching on a night out where you spill all the gossip and relationship dilemmas and life. If you're a return listener, welcome back, and if you're a new listener, then welcome. How My Drink is out for you every Wednesday, but we also have bonus episodes every Monday, so you can listen to more of us now on the GoLoud app or wherever you get your podcasts. You all loved last week's episode, so this week we have Ireland's top dating and relationship expert Frances Kelleher back to answer even more of your questions and giving advice on some of your dating, situationship and relationship dilemmas. We learned so much about
life,
everything, and like
I'm
men.
pack her up and just keep her with me all the time.
Yeah, and even just learning how men are different and how you look at situations that you're in with them, and I've learned so much.
Even going forward for like our dilemmas that we get in.
Yeah,
I feel like we'll have more of like an insight into, because we know more about how men's brain work in women.
and it was just a really feel good episode.
Yeah, I feel great.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye. Hi birds.
Hey, yes.
So this will be us talking to you from the past. Because, well, it always is actually.
Is it? Oh yeah, it always is. Yeah.
But Ellie, today, no, by the time you listen to this, Jack will already have been gone.
Oh,
but she's too sad to record next week, so we're recording this week instead.
I literally had to take a week off.
Yeah.
Little brother has flown the nest.
Yeah.
Poor baby.
Grown his wings. Are you going to the airport with him and stuff?
Yeah, I'm not going to be well.
Who's going? Just your family?
No, I think all his bleeding clan are going.
Oh, as well, of course. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
sure, yeah, Cloud is going with him as well.
Yeah, I think all their friends are going
They're a
too.
huge bunch.
Oh, I'm going to just be a wailing mess.
It's actually I remember when Sean even left, that was the last friend to leave, like out of my fucking 7 that are gone.
Jeez.
Like your heart just hurt.
I was crying in the car on the way home after leaving Sean. No,
Yeah,
randomly
me and
crying.
Alison were playing songs to make
Yeah.
yourself cry.
Got back to the house and my mum was like, how'd you know?
Oh my god, same. My mum and dad were like both hugging me, and I was like, I'm just really sad.
I think I just need to keep reminding myself I'll see Jack very soon.
Yeah,
I won't even have time to miss him.
no,
I'll see him hopefully in January. He'll be gone a month or something.
we're
like,
gonna
you know
book
what I mean?
that this week in Limerick.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I won't have time to miss him. I probably won't even miss
You'll
him.
have a countdown that will say about 40 days on it.
Yeah.
So we're
So it
not
won't be
going
that
then.
bad. I think it's just, like he's even at home now packing up his
stuff.
room and all.
I know.
And he was like, I move things around the wardrobe to give you extra space. I was
Oh god.
my heart.
Has he still got stuff in the wardrobe? Like he's not taking it all obviously with him.
No, he wanted to take 36 pairs of runners, so he had to go out and buy an extra suitcase. I said, Jack, you must be smoking mad crack.
36 pairs.
Oh, Charlene, I think he's more. I think he has more.
Oh my god. Did he ever work in a shoe shop or something?
No. I'm just being extra nice to him now, though. I gave him a voucher the other day.
Oh.
But then he went out the other night and stole my vape and stayed out all night and had my vape all night. So I woke up absolutely bulling.
With no pay?
Yeah, with my new good vape that I invested in, I was bulling.
How much was your new vape?
30 quid.
Oh my
So I'm
God.
hopping him out on the phone. I was like, get back here now. And I went in, took the voucher back off him. And then I felt bad a few hours later. And I was like, here, you can have it back.
You've now got a refillable vape.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you won't ever run out.
No,
Yeah.
and I have to charge it.
I can see a charge over
New
there.
ick unlocked. Ellie has to charge her vape. Oh,
You see them big huge ones that are like
the big battens. Come
Yeah.
on, like,
what the hell?
no.
Big, they're literally lightsabers that pop out of them.
No, but I felt it. I walked into like the vape shop and I was like, "Hi, can you just help me?" I was like, "Ick." Horrible.
I love it. We'll have been in Limerick at this stage. We haven't got a catch up for you yet because we actually haven't recorded since Limerick. So we will give you a lowdown straight after.
We'll have massive catch ups, don't we?
Oh wait, then we can tell who the guests are now, can't we?
Oh,
We will have had Scott from Love Island,
woo!
Keith Barry, who is my probably one of my top guests we've ever had.
He's a ball.
blows my mind.
I think he's already intentionally, subliminally Whatever
In
the
your
word
minds.
he uses in our minds. Because I was only telling Charlene, I was telling my mum and dad before I left the house this morning. I was like, oh, Keith Barry. I think this was before we had everything boxed off. I think Keith Barry's coming back. And like I was telling my dad, you want to see what he was doing? Like it was unbelievable.
So good, yeah.
Got into the car, turned my car on, and Keith Barry was on 98 FM.
That's weird.
Like I heard his voice.
But it's like he subconsciously put himself in your head.
Yeah.
You talk about him and then he was on it.
Like, what a quinky dink that as soon as I turned on the car, I just heard his voice straight away. I was like, what? I literally sent my mum a voice note. I was like, guess what?
yeah, that's insane.
Isn't that weird?
That's insane.
So we had Keith and the amazing Chasing Abby.
Yeah.
Ball.
Yeah, ball. We haven't done it yet. But
Yeah.
It's gonna be. We know it will have been a ball.
We already know it's a ball.
Yeah.
We're staying down in the Savoy as well. And I'm just going to bring Charlene on a lovely tour of Limerick City, kid.
I've never been, guys.
It's amazing. Like, you can do the bridges.
Like,
Walk the bridges.
oh, what bridges?
There's just bridges.
Oh yeah, I think I remember you telling me this. They're just everywhere. Like,
There's just bridges.
I'm very.
Oh my
excited.
God, I have to bring you to the sinking church.
What's that?
There's a church in Limerick City that sinks every year. Goes down lower and lower.
Why? Because the ground's just.
Or else my granny absolutely blew face. I lied to us when we were
Yeah, but
growing up.
someone will text
No.
me and be like, "What?"
I think it's a thing. I swear to God, if you're from Limerick and you know the church I'm on about, let me know.
Yeah.
One in Limerick City and it sinks lower and lower.
Just
every year.
a centimetre every year. Or so.
Yeah.
Just one day it'll just be underground.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a lie. Like,
Yeah, it
what's
was.
going on?
So wait till I tell you is when we tell you a bit of drama or scandal or madness from our week or our life. It can depend based on what's going on. But today's wait till I tell you is by Eddie.
So obviously I keep harping on about Jack leaving. So last night we went for a little family meal.
It should be.
We went up to the Angler's Rest in Strawberry Beds. Have you ever been?
Oh no.
It's fab. You'd love it. It's loads of good seafood. No? Fab. I got lamb. I love lamb.
Oh, I've never had lamb.
Love lamb.
Scared.
It's very acquired taste. But anyway, it's one of those real cozy restaurants and they have the Christmas tree up and like there was a fire in the back and so they've all these huge cut logs like just beside the fireplace.
Yeah.
There's a load of logs beside the fireplace and me and Queeve were sitting outside having a smoke and there was a bucket beside us with all the same logs.
Yeah.
So when I went back into to the family, I sat down and I was like, Mom, there's lovely logs out there for the fire now. And she was like, oh, stop, is there? And I was like, yeah. I was like, take one. It's
Straight in the handbag.
yeah, just take one. And she was like, I'm not going to take one. And I was like, make Jack take one for the crack.
Yeah.
Obviously thinking he wouldn't. Stealing. So you're like, Jack, come here. When we walk outside, there's this like bucket full of logs.
Yeah.
Because there's a fire actually outside the Angler's Rest as well. If we were just winding him up to see what he'd do. So we were like, will you take one when we go outside when we're leaving after we pay and all? And he was like, oh, really? Like, and we were like, yeah, go out and take one. So we all walked ahead. Oh no, I can't remember who walked out first. We walked out anyway. And I goes, Jack, look, there's the logs.
That's what you mean. Yeah.
There's the logs. Take one of them. So he like scurries over, picks up a log. I think two were connected together. Two of them were together in his hand. And then all you hear from behind us, so we were like the only family to walk out at the time. All you hear from behind us is, hey, I'm here. Was there somebody that worked? Somebody that worked in the restaurant. I have never seen Jack Ellie go so ghost white in my entire...
He was giving out to him for seeing the
He
log.
was like, hey, I'm here. And we all started pissing ourselves. Jack just dropped him and walked away and he goes, I dropped it because there was a spider. I was like, no, you fucking didn't. You dropped it because you shit yourself. You got caught robbing.
Oh my God.
But your man, God love him, your man, he was like, I'm only messing. Do you want a log? Take one.
He wasn't actually giving out. Yeah.
No, he wasn't. He was just...
I know.
I don't know what he was doing, but he was just winding Jack up because he saw him running over and taking one of the logs. And he was like, I'm only messing, take one. And he was like, no. And I could feel that Jack was mortified, God love him. But
Yeah.
he didn't want to say
He wouldn't say it. Like,
But yeah,
I thought when you said that, it sounded like an alarm bell that goes off, like a fake voice or something.
oh no, but
Like the way you said
they
it,
should
like-
have that.
Yeah.
Because I'd go there.
If the weight, like if someone the weight comes off the bowl,
Yeah.
that like.
Yeah. But yeah, now your man was lovely. He was like, hey, I'm here. Like watching him like...
And did he take it? Did he?
No, he didn't. No,
he left it.
No, we didn't. Angler's Rest, we did not take anything, I promise.
They'll send you a box now with a few
Yeah,
logs.
load of logs. Here you go. You're clearly parching for them. You were going to steal from a restaurant. We didn't think Jack would actually
Sweating
do
for
it.
a bit of wood.
Can't you be like, no, go away.
No, I know. I wouldn't think that Jack would either.
He had a drink or two in him. Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Dutch courage.
Yeah.
Little tell. Were they nice little logs though?
Yeah, they were
Perfect
cut up
shape. Oh,
lovely.
Oh,
I love it up there. It's fab.
I need to go.
It's weird. You'd
Yeah, it sounds
love it.
lovely.
I got clam
I
claws.
haven't heard of it.
Clam claws and
Oh.
prawns to start.
Oh, lovely.
My dad got lovely chicken Caesar salad, chicken wings up there, 10 out of 10. The portions are huge in a good way though. Like we brought loads of stuff home, so
I'm bleeding starving.
am I. Leppin.
Starving.
Should we go to Bambino's
Yeah.
or Una Mas?
Una mas.
Is that what it's called?
Please, una mas.
Yeah.
And what's the other Grave Diggers.
What is that, a pub?
Yeah. For Guinness. Apparently.
Let's go.
So next up we have peak and bleak of the week. So we're going to pick one high, which is our peak, and one low, which is our bleak that has happened within the last week. Because we're recording in advance, I'm going to say my high was Limerick.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to love it.
Yep.
And bleak is that I told you last week about my ankle being sore.
Oh yeah.
But I'm going to wear heels out onto the stage in Limerick, but then change into Crocs on stage.
Wear the Crocs the whole night.
No, because I want to look nice walking out. I want to walk out and... I love Crocs, but not to walk out in. Like, they'll be in big heels and I'm like...
So you're going to keep your Crocs. I'll wear Crocs out after with you then.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. That's the support of friends.
I need to get... I have a few different colours, actually.
I
I haven't got an outfit properly yet, so
I don't either.
I'll try it on tonight.
I
It's,
don't either.
bear in mind, it's Tuesday and
Show's
show's on
Thursday.
Yeah.
We'll be fine. Yeah, my peak is definitely going to be Limerick.
Yeah.
My bleak then. My bleak's going to be leaving Limerick. Am I allowed to say that? I need to start going down there more.
Yeah, you should.
I
Yeah.
love it, like.
I have loads of family
It's
there.
only been down the road, like.
No, it's not
bad.
bad.
It'd be grand.
No. So you all loved last week's episode with Ireland's top dating and relationship expert, Frances Kelleher. So this week we have Frances back to answer even more of your questions. Welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're our only guest that's been the same guest two consecutive weeks.
Yes. Really? Well deserved.
Very in demand.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you,
We're
girl.
delighted to have you.
Absolute
I
pleasure.
think as well because we're on episode 111 now, so 111.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's like angel numbers.
Yeah.
So we've given so much advice, and like it's nice to get actual expert advice, even to help us giving ours in future, because we've done so much of it that we're like, you start to kind of question, like, oh God, like, am I right? Like, am I saying the right
I
thing?
feel like a lot sometimes our advice when we're giving out advice, sometimes we just automatically say bin.
yeah,
Bin him, get rid. But there are solutions to some
most
things.
things.
Yeah.
Most things, and really a lot of it is the way we conduct our actions, and the guys or girls respond. You know, that's what it's about. If you can have your standards, follow the blueprint and knowing what to do, you know, then things fall into place. I always say to girls as well, if things are murky or cloudy or fuzzy, or I don't know, are we meeting? I don't know about him. I don't know what's going on. That's a sign a guy's not all in. They are the red flags. If you have to wonder and you don't know what's happening, there's a problem. Guys pursue women they want. That's their energy, you know, the masculine energy, breaking down barriers, focus, ambition, drive. They're simple, they're black and white. They go after what they want. That's why most of the world's CEOs are men. They go after what they want, they're simple.
They're not murky.
No,
like, they know, yeah.
they
I feel
make
like
it clear.
I'm really finding out all the problems of past relationships in these episodes. Yeah, I'm like, oh, now that makes sense. Whereas in the time I'd be delusional. I'm like, no, it's fine.
But it's good when you actually know a cause,
A
of it, because
reason,
you're
yeah.
like, okay, it's just how they're wired.
Yeah, it's
In a
not.
sense,
Yeah, because
yeah.
you question yourself then after a while if like.
You do, because
Yeah.
you say, oh, it's me, and I am I doing something wrong? Is there
Yeah.
something wrong with me? But
Yeah.
a lot of the time it's just you're not following the correct blueprint. I'm into blueprints. I'm into roadmaps. They're simple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps that you do that you know work. You know, make things simple for people. That's what I like, you know, when I'm following something. So if you're building the attraction with a guy the right way, and it's not working, that means he's not all in. And it's easy. You can walk away then and have no regrets and go, I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, 'cause
it's
you
just
know.
it's not meant to be,
not
because you know. You know the right thing to do.
Before we get into questions from the listeners, I actually have a question. What is the biggest relationship killer that you've came across? Like, what is something that like is like kills relationships instantly or over time?
Over time. Not dating your partner, not keeping dating your partner. Just, you know, taking them for granted, treating them badly, or they'll always be there. You know, not knowing that there's a door there that they can walk through anytime. That's what I would say. And this comes as well, I think they're interconnected, from not knowing the gender intelligence of the different sexes, not knowing how guys react to stress and why guys say things and how guys conduct themselves, thinking, oh, like, I'm trying to give an example, if you're interrupting a guy, remember they're not multitasking, they're one focused job people. So if, we'll say my husband is fixing the television, I come up and I say, did you bring in the turf? And he's like, oh God, don't talk to me now, whatever, I'm in the middle of this, whatever. And, a woman can take that, oh, he doesn't love me, or, he's narky, he's moody, he doesn't appreciate me. No, it's because he can't concentrate. It's back to the cave days when he had the spear in his hand, going after the, food, and you interrupt him, is there coal there for the fire outside the cave? I've just lost the animal, our dinner's ran down the road. They're single task orientated. So when you know that, you can just go, oh, he's fixing the TV, I'll ask him in 10 minutes. Then there's no big deal. It's knowing how to interact under duress and stress that changes everything. If you know that a guy's brain is different, literally different.
Well, see the way we have to learn and go over our way to learn their brains. I wish they had the same cop on to do the same and to know how we're wired. Maybe some probably are, but
you can tell them.
Yeah,
you can say, oh, but don't forget, I'm from Venus. You're from Mars.
Yeah,
there's a reason.
I'm into talking. I need to vent. I've even had women go home to their partners and say, when I come in from work, I just need 5 minutes from you. You don't have to say anything. Just listen, I'm not looking for a solution, because remember, Mr. Fix-It, they'll go, oh, you had a fight with Kelly at work over your coffee cup. Why don't you just keep your coffee cup in the drawer? I don't want to hear that. A woman doesn't want to hear that. I just want to vent and say, Kelly was nasty. And you go, oh, that must be tough. And just to hear me. Women want to be heard. The two biggest complaints from an expert in New York who has a love lab for 40 years, his name is John Gottman. The research, he can tell whether people are going to get divorced up to 98% accuracy by watching them fight for 10 minutes. Wow. Amazing.
Wow.
Two things, he says, women complain about all the time. This is the blueprint. I'm not heard. He doesn't hear me. That's what our complaint is. And the guy says, I'm not getting enough action in the bedroom. Wow. But see, when a woman is heard, she'll give you action in the bedroom.
We need to be emotionally there too,
and vice versa. So everybody's happy, but it's just knowing that guys and girls are different.
They're different.
So it's, you can tell him, you can say, she said that to him, I just need 5 minutes. I know you're trying to debrief, but I'm a stay-at-home mom and I've had no adult company all day. I've had nobody to talk to since 9 o'clock today, and it's now 6 p.m. So I just need you to listen to how my day was for 2 minutes. Change the relationship. They were going to the divorce lawyer in 2 weeks' time. And I said, just try this. Just sit down calmly, unemotionally, say what you need. Say you're going to, make it in your head you're committed to making this marriage thing. 2 weeks' time, she said, things are different in the house. There's no roaring anymore. We're not all there. We're not all there, but we're not going to the divorce lawyer. And we've both said we want to work in it. We're both going to learn more. And, she did the coaching with me, and last time I heard, they're not divorced. They were happy. They were back on track.
Wow.
It's just about the knowledge, knowing why people do things.
And
understanding
people.
each other.
Yeah. Because I think when I get stressed, I get quite I could be quite snappy at Dano at the time. When we lived together, because the space was so small. It was my mum and dad's house. We were always together. But then now I feel like if I'm busy or something, I'll be like, I'll just text you later on. Or talk to you later on, because then you can't. I know what to do then to stop that from happening, because it's not his fault. I'm busy, but it's just me knowing what I need and separating that.
100%. And I would say to the women as well, sometimes we think the guys should be mind readers. Be assertive. Be assertive. I see this problem as well. You said, what causes problems with the relationship? People don't say what they want in a clear, clear pathway directly to the other person. They expect the person to know, or why aren't you like this? And, why are you doing this? Instead of saying, listen, this isn't working for me. I feel this way when you say this, it hurts me or it upsets me. Please don't do that again. And just saying clearly, being assertive in your needs. And then it doesn't build up a big resentment and a big pressure cooker that has to be a big explosion of a fight. To keep the emotional connection strong, you should have, I would say, an 8 or 9 always, if you can. Don't let it go below 7. line of communication within with your partner.
Okay.
It should be at that healthy level for most of the time. If it gets below that, you need to have a meeting.
Yeah.
You know, a love meeting.
Yeah.
We actually get this in quite a lot about relationships. They said relationships at a young age, opinions, so 18 to 25, is it too much commitment to like maybe to begin a relationship at 18 and expect it to go on for
No way. No. I know people that dated from when they were like 15 at school, just walking
That was my
home.
dream when I was younger. Like to have I say it on the podcast all the time.
You're like, trying to go back to 15.
Yeah, I wish I was one of those like who got in a relationship at 15 and like stayed together and got married. I love hearing those comments. They're
Childhood
like,
sweetheart.
yeah, literally childhood sweetheart.
Yeah,
I
truly.
love that. I don't know. I think that's adorable.
It is
But you
adorable.
always
It is
hear
nice.
so. On the other hand, then you always hear people being like, it's unreasonable to expect young relationships to last.
I would say it is unusual, the childhood sweethearts, in
Yeah.
fairness. I only know two, you know, from my town that I grew up with. But I mean, 18, you're a fully grown adult. People meet at 18 in college. A lot of people meet in college and they go on to get married. No, it's about the soul connection. It's about the values. You need three things for a long-lasting relationship. Chemistry, otherwise, you know, I joke, I say you might as well marry your aunt or your best friend. You'd be happy as a bird, there'd be no fighting, want to do the cooking every second night, cleaning every second day. But, you know, where's the fun in that?
Yeah.
So you need the chemistry, the spark. You need to be best friends, though. He has to have your back. He has to, you know, be there for you no matter what. And you have to have shared values. They're the three things.
Yes.
And the shared values are very important. You can be different, have, you know, not have any common ground. I know couples that the guy smokes and drinks and the girl is like a yoga fanatic and she wouldn't look at a cigarette, and you know they're not out walking mountains every weekend together. Sometimes women, I've got that feedback, they think, oh, if he's not the same an outdoor person walking mountains, it's not going to work. It's not about that. It's, you know, is he going to put family first? Is he going to put the marriage first? Do you want the same things? Or is he going to be out every night? Or, you know, it's the shared values. They're the three things you need.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what age you are. If you know you both want the same things and there's a good soul connection.
We get people in a lot saying as well, like that they feel like they should be in a relationship that early on. Do you know, they're in college and their friends are in relationships. Like, have you seen that kind of pressure of people feeling like they should be?
This is a very good
Too early
point,
on.
and nobody has ever asked me this or we've talked about this, so this is very good. I have people come to me that are in their 30s and 40s that have never even gone on a date. And they are in panic mode or saying, I can't tell anybody this. They feel so outside, you know, like outside the circle, and they feel like they're an outsider. So I would say it's very healthy to be in, you don't have to be, you know, you can be dating. It doesn't have to be a full-on 2-year relationship at 18. But get out, get to know the opposite sex. It's healthy. You know, men and women, we're the yin and the yang. We complement each other and we're brilliant for each other. I would say, you know, definitely don't hold back and say it's too young or I shouldn't or whatever, because a lot of people that come to me, not a lot, a few, have said to me, a good few, have said, you know, I wish I got out when I was a teenager when everybody else was having fun and dated, and now I wouldn't be like this. I don't have a clue where to start. I have zero experience. You don't want that. You want to... You know, there's such thing as momentum and youthfulness, and well, every time is good for dating, but you know, youthfulness in your teenage years, that's when, you know, you are starting to notice boys and you're meeting them in college and there's a bigger pool of people. So I'm all for getting out and meeting and getting to know people and, you know, chatting to people and using your social skills.
Yeah.
You know,
then you
there's
know what you
nothing
want
wrong.
and don't want as well.
Exactly.
Kind of build up a...
Very good point.
Yeah.
I say that even to people now, go out and date. It's a numbers game. Meet a lot of people, because if you're only having like one date every 6 months, you don't know what you want. You don't know, you know, what you're looking for. You're not going to have as much practice in spotting, oh, I love that in that person, you know, they're kind or whatever, and spotting the values you like. So yeah, it's so true.
Do you think people settle then, kind of?
Some people do, I have to say.
Yeah.
Some people do. But
Do you think when people settle for something that they know in their head it doesn't match them, kind of, or settle for someone who isn't giving them what they want, do you think that's out of a panic for them? Like, I know people in my life anyway, or I've known people who you can just tell that you two people don't suit each other. he's not giving you what you want, but she'll nearly stay in it because she'll panic. And
it's not bad enough to end either.
Yeah.
Kind of in between, like
Yeah.
100%. I would say there's a few reasons. Panic. There's a biological clock us women have. A lot of women want to have kids. Number 2, people don't want to be on their own, and they are a confidence issue. I can't do better than this. Codependency as well, and there's another side. I suppose different to settling. Like there's 2 types of people. There's the people that want the fireworks and say I have to have it. You know, like Posh and Bex. I don't know whether you've seen that documentary.
Yeah.
I want to be dancing in the kitchen with my fella.
Yeah.
That's all.
So interesting. You know, they were nuts for each other. They were just melting for each other and they couldn't be kept away from each other. Some people want that, just the, extreme, and it has to be that way. Then there's other people that are like, you know what, this person's a nice person. I am attracted to them. I don't have to have the fireworks. I'm very happy with this person. And that's fine. If you end up that you're a person like that and you end up with the person like that, there's nothing wrong with it. The problems arise, where the problems arise are if you're the, oh my God, I want the fireworks and I want, the all or nothing. And then you end up, oh, well, this guy's okay. And, but it's not really what I was looking for. I wanted the fireworks. That's where the problem begins.
Yeah.
So, but people do settle as well. Like you're saying, the settle question, they do. And maybe, that's why some of the divorces happen after a few years, or who knows? Nobody knows really what goes on within a relationship. Only the 2 people. But I would say definitely it is happening. We can't deny that.
Yeah,
100%. So it's not really. I don't know the question enough. They said swingers/open relationships. Defo wouldn't be for me, but I think it's interesting that people do it.
Yeah, I'm not for open relationships. I'll be honest.
it could ever work.
Yeah. I see them on TikTok and I think
Each
they're
to their
mad.
own.
There's always that pinch of jealousy inside us. I could never share a man with someone else. Are you mad?
You said the word.
Well, willingly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not for that. I just think we're very emotional beings. Men are very territorial. That's why a guy locks a woman down, asks her out and makes him his, as it were, because he doesn't want the other men around hovering and having a, sniff that joke we had and a look and getting in on his territory. Wow. So definitely, I mean, I know men that get the hump if somebody was talking, very flirtatiously to their wife.
In a bar, yeah.
And I think, if you're all in, you don't want anybody in on your turf or in the same bed as your woman or guy. To me, it doesn't make sense.
No.
We're humans, we're emotional, and it causes a multitude of problems. Because normally one person is okay and they're doing their own thing and the other person isn't. Or they're not. It's not. There's always kind of a
one
slant
that's more,
on one side. That's what I've been seeing. I've been seeing now. Probably there's exceptions and it's not always that way. But my humble opinion is it doesn't work.
Imagine Jano coming home to you. Do you want to have an open relationship?
No.
Nah.
Sorry. Keep it.
Yeah. Absolutely not. Oh, when I feel hurt by my boyfriend, I instantly think that we're going to end up breaking up. Why is this?
Because you're a woman.
Is it?
Yeah.
Aww.
And women feel the negative emotions more than men. That's why 75% of divorce, when you file for divorce, 75% of them are women.
Really?
Women end the relationship way
Wow.
quicker and it's way more often.
I would have
than
thought
men.
it would be the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would have thought it would be the men.
Maybe
No.
it's just the women that actually file because they're the good paperwork. Better than the men.
They can come to my house.
Yeah.
Sort out my office. No, good point. No, the other thing is, again, the way our brains are. Men have boxes in their brains that they put things into. They compartmentalize. Women don't. We're worrying about John, our kid at school, that didn't do his homework while we're doing the difficult report at work. Everything is mixed in one swimming pool for women in our brain.
Yes.
Different for guys. There can be war at home and they can go off, be CEO and kill it in the office and be magnificent because they've turned that part off. They're in work now. And it's so funny. Kim Kardashian said it. I don't know whether you watch the Kardashians.
Yeah.
The new on Hulu, the new one on Disney.
Yeah.
She said it too. And somebody else said the same thing. And I was trying to think of it on the way up. And they said the exact same thing. But Kim said it. And I thought, there's the masculine energy where she's so good at, breaking down barriers and being a great businesswoman. She said, they said, how do you juggle it all? You've 4 kids and you've this and you've that. And she said, I compartmentalise. I don't know whether she used that word, but she goes, I section it off. When I'm with the kids, I'm with the kids. That's it. I'm with the kids. When I'm at work, no thought about kids. When I'm at work, I'm focused. And I thought that's
her
really weird.
methodology,
That's how she does it. She is focused on one thing at a time. And if you watch the successful people in any area of life, business, the 1% in Hollywood, the athletes, Conor McGregor, he's even said it. Madonna, I used to think she was a multitasker. She isn't. She focuses on one thing at a time and gives it her all. And Kim said the same. So, you know, the women are way more stressed out and thinking about it, and it affects how they work and it affects every other thing they do. That's why she's feeling it, because it's filtered into every aspect of her life. Guys don't do that. They go, oh, that's at home. I'm at work now. I'm doing this.
And they can just switch
And
off.
they can switch off.
One thing at a time.
One thing at a time. And that, remember, we're multitasking. They're one focused. That's why when I said about the brains are different, that the women are more, they're more sensitive to it, because you can't say to a woman, that's why you can't say to a woman, just forget about it. We can't. A guy can. We can't.
Yeah. That would send me even
And
more
I'll
into
just say, and I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah. No, forget about it. You can. No.
And what's like, see the way Kim Kardashian is like with that, she's in her masculine energy. How does it work when there's like a woman who's in her masculine energy and then a man? Like, do they butt heads, or like how does that?
Hugely badly, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that's what's happening now in the modern world.
Okay.
Before, you know, where I lived, all the mothers were stay-at-home mothers. Nobody worked, you know, back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And, you know, the guys went out, got the bacon, you know, and the bread. So now the roles are changing. We have double the stress of our mothers and grandmothers, the women, because our roles are changing. We're going into the masculine roles, and the men as well. It's the poor men are in trouble as well. They don't know what role they have, because there's a crossover. The women are working and the men are working, but they're trying to take care of the family as well. You know, and a woman's second job begins a lot of the time when she comes home. Her stress levels rise because she's dealing with the house and all that. That's her second job. So when a woman is in her masculine, it's butt heads. It is butt heads. So you need to be conscious of that. When you come in the door, I had a lawyer friend, and his wife was a lawyer as well, and she was in her masculine energy all day. She'd go out at 9 a.m, whatever, 8 a.m. They're over in the States, and she'd have her you know, trouser suit on. And only that he knows about it, the men and women and how we're different. He said, you know, I give her a big hug when she comes in from work. Remember, 4 hugs for the guys, tips for the women, 4 hugs if you want to gain points. Yeah. And said, you know, how was your day? And he sat down, he listened to her debrief for 10 or 15 minutes. And he said then she just dropped her shoulders.
Kind of softening her up.
Softening her up. He just said, she got her back into her feminine energy and they were fine again. And he said, I read that, you know,
I love that.
in Men Are From Mars, and, you know, just get her softened up back into her feminine energy. So be conscious of being in your feminine energy.
How do you know if you are? I was only in the car with Charlene last week.
You were telling me, she's like, I think my voice is really deep. I'm in my masculine. I was like, no, that's not what it is.
I was like, Char, I'm definitely more of a masculine. I was like, maybe that's why I'm so single. I was like, maybe men are like put off because I'm so like, I'm in a masculine energy all the time. But how do you know what you're in?
Brilliant point.
I think I am. I think men are like I think they think, what was I saying it to you? Sometimes in my head, I think men are turned off by women who can, not to sound like an arsehole, but I think men are turned off women, you can let me know if this is true or not, who can provide for themselves, look after themselves, because men, like you said earlier on or last week, men like to be like fixers and
Providers.
But if they see a woman who's doing all that already for herself, are they kind of put off it?
I love that you said this, because I had a high profile lawyer come to me in America. She said all the men are intimidated. That's the word. The couple of women have come, but this main girl was like all in. She was like, they're intimidated by me or whatever. I've done research on my own audience and with other guys, my male audience, and I've said, you know, are you intimidated? And one guy, they all said no. You know, we don't really care about that. There was a very high profile male lawyer. I asked him as well in America. And he said, no. But one guy said, maybe if she was like a neurological, you know, brain surgeon, I might go, you know, but not really. So I think I've thought about this a lot to help my girls, you know, and yourself, Ellie. Where the confusion is coming in is, it's not that, it's the masculine energy thing. It's not that you can provide, it's not that you're doing this, it's not that you're doing that and you've loads of money or whatever and you've your own money and you're independent. It's the way you're building attraction. So for instance, I don't know whether you're doing this, but just a great example. All the women are pursuing online. Stop right now,
I'm deleting
dead.
Hinge. We only did that for the crack.
Yeah.
Stop it, because there's a major attraction, there's major sparks flying online, and then the woman pursues and it's all dead and gone. They don't even get the date. Sit back. So I've girls saying, would you like to go on a date? Don't do the asking.
No.
The guy is the pursuer, yeah.
Okay.
Or they'll say something
Yeah,
where they don't
yeah.
think they're pursuing at all. They'll say, your man will say something like, "Oh, I was in that pub once, it was great." "Oh yeah, maybe we'll go there sometime together," the girl will say. Pursuing.
Yeah, don't do it.
No.
Yeah.
Or a big thing as well is that the women are sleeping with the guys too quickly. Huge thing. Number one thing, do not.
Yeah.
It's the quickest way to smoke a guy out to see, is he in it for the fun?
Yeah.
Or is he, interested in you and out for fun? Every guy, if they say, "Hello, how are you? Can I bring you to dinner?" That means, I want to go to bed with you. We're not going to hold that against them.
Yeah.
That is human nature. Men are brilliant. That's what they're designed for, testosterone, all that, right? Mm-hmm. But it's your job to say, you haven't earned it. You haven't put in the work. I don't know if you're interested enough in me. Only invest what they're investing. When you go to work in McDonald's or Paramount, if you're a Hollywood actor, or KPMG, you don't go in the door and you go, "You know what, Mr. McDonald's, I will clean your floor from 9 to 5 Monday to Friday and you don't have to pay me a penny. I'll give it to you all for free.
No, you don't do that.
I'll give you my time and energy." It's the same as business. Love is the same as business. You come together like it is over a table, but it's a date. You go to the table a couple of times or whatever, you date the person, and it's like coming to the table to negotiate Coca-Cola and Pepsi, Toyota and Coca-Cola making a deal. What's in it for you? What's in it for me? Well, if we're going to be spending 10 million and you're going to spend 10 grand, well, that's not a fair deal. Mm-hmm. You only invest what they're investing. Then you can protect yourself. Then you're not going to get hurt. Everything else that comes with complex things that don't work out, you're going to save yourself so much hassle and time, and you're going to get to meeting the right person quicker. The guy wants to earn it. It's no fun. If the goal was in the net in 3 minutes, they would not watch football. If the car was over the line in 2 seconds, they wouldn't watch Formula One. They love it. They love breaking down barriers. They want to get the high standard woman because it shows that you're not, they've earned you.
Yeah.
You're not sleeping with everybody. He's special. The guy wants to meet the woman that makes him the best man he can be.
Is it like, it's like, you know that fella who keeps texting me but I don't text him back? But he's texting me today.
Yeah,
He
because
still
you won't.
pursues, yeah.
But that's
because I'm not giving in to him. He's saying
I want her more.
Yeah, he's coming at me in funny ways, and like he's the things he's saying, he's trying to prove like, come on.
Have you gone on a date with him?
No.
Go on a date with him, Ellie.
Oh, it's very complicated.
Oh, is it? Okay, I would say give everybody a chance.
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
It's a weird one.
Yeah, it is.
It's a strange
Fair enough,
one.
fair
Yeah.
enough. But I'd give everybody a chance in
Yeah.
general. If it's a guy like that, it's not complex, or he's just saying, come out on a date, give everybody a chance.
Would you?
Give
Yeah.
everybody a chance.
What have we got to lose? Well, maybe not with him, but someone else. But that's so true about like giving the energy, because then you're only matching it, and then it's like if you lose it, it's like, well, I only lost what he was given anyway. It's not like you're losing.
You weren't over given.
Yeah.
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 Why should you be
And
the
don't
one
buy
giving
men
everything?
things.
Me
Or him.
yeah. I'm like, I love you. I just buy you loads of stuff, and then you have to stay with me, and then they all leave me, and it's just pointless. Good God. I'm learning so much today. This is great. I might
Great.
actually find a man now.
Therapy.
Yeah, I might find a man.
Brilliant.
Ellie, you will have no trouble.
Oh,
There will be.
I have terrible trouble, Francis. It's terrible. No men text me or anything.
Are you online on the date?
No,
app?
we downloaded Hinge with a crack. I haven't texted one
wouldn't
person.
reply.
If you
I
go
don't
online, you will be inundated.
There's fellas
I
on it, but I
guarantee you.
couldn't be arsed. And they're all, no, not they're all.
You
that's
have
really
to
bad,
meet
but
them, you
like-
see. They're not into branding. They don't know how to brand themselves. You have to sell yourself online. So meet everyone.
But
They're
I also,
out there.
I also heard that, who was it telling us that men don't text girls on Instagram if they have a certain amount of followers because they just think
You think they won't
text back?
reply?
Yeah.
Also,
I will reply. I'm looking into the camera. Where's the cameras? Text me quick.
True. I think we need to actively bring you out somewhere to look for men. Like,
A single.
Yeah, do you go out? Do you go out on Saturday nights and things like that?
Like, you don't really go looking for men. don't you?
No,
Like,
you go out to
No.
go out with girls. or
Yeah,
whatever, but
yeah, no.
Be
But
strategic.
But I go
you
to
don't
the same-
think in your head,
be
I need to go
strategic.
out somewhere to find.
I go to the same places and I do the same things and it's the
Same
same
people.
company
Yeah.
and
You need to shake that up a bit and you need to leave the wolf pack. Walk around on your own. No guy's going to approach you with the wolf pack.
Really?
Very few guys. If you stand by the toilet with your drink, you're going to get guys coming up, hitting your drink. You're going to get guys sticking out their
Would I not
tongue
look like
at
a
you.
loner?
No, because you're waiting for your friend who's coming out of the toilet.
I like it.
Or just walk up at the bar on your own.
No,
And you will get guys saying, "Can I buy you a drink?" Or "Are you all on your own? Do you need company?" Record what's said to you if you stand
No
at
way.
the
I'm going to test
table.
this out.
Yeah, do.
I'll test this out.
You might find a love of your life.
Make it easy for guys to approach girls.
Yeah.
Make it easy. We don't do the asking, but we encourage and we nurture and we are approachable and friendly. And that's the time to be easy. You know, I
Is it
joke.
kind of like a hat trick? Is that what that's called? You set it up for him to.
You've got to be
to ask
strategic.
the question, kind of
Trap, like a mouse trap.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
some sort of a trap.
Yeah, it's like
I don't even know if that's a hat trick actually in football.
That
is it?
triggers 3 goals
Oh, fuck off.
in a row.
What's it when you set it up? What's it when you just set up a goal?
Oh, false, no. No, I don't know.
penalty. No, I don't know. I'm not.
I haven't
Well,
a clue. But anyway, but you're kind of
You make
you're
the
doing
opening.
these
You
things.
have to help yourself.
Yeah.
You have to help him to help you. So, you know, I say you don't ask for the date online, but you can nudge and encourage and go, you know, oh, I think we're going to, you know, become pen pals. We're in danger of becoming pen pals here. Smiley face emoji.
I did that last year,
99.
didn't I?
Before, yeah.
I did that last year.
I'm going to get tendonitis texting.
Yeah, we were texting for ages, and I was like, "Oh, you're just my pen pal."
But is that not her initiating them meeting up? Or
No,
that's okay.
that's encouraging.
So
You
you
know,
can
saying
do that.
it's saying I'm assertive. I don't waste my time. I'm going to talk to you, but you know I can assert myself. I'm not staying
not
on
gonna
here
be
all
a pen
day
pal, yeah.
entertaining you.
Yeah.
You know, and if it gets that and he doesn't say anything, you have to say it a nice way too.
Yeah.
Have the smiley face
Yeah,
and be
yeah,
very
yeah.
charming. But if they don't get the hint, which 99.99% they do.
Yeah.
I've tried and tested this loads of time. My clients, it works all the time. You know, you can say, you know, I really think the only way to seize their real connection is to meet offline. You're not asking him. You're saying what you think, and you're saying, I'm not going to be here for 3 months texting. My time is valuable.
Yeah.
I have a price on myself. That's really what you're saying. But I would leave the wolf pack, walk around the bar, you know, stay on your own just for minutes here and there, go up to the bar on your own. You've got to give the guys some help to ask the women out.
Chance.
It's hard asking women out. It's hard coming up,
Yeah.
talking to women, you know.
I'd
And
imagine, to a group of women, especially
especially a group.
picking one of them, the rest of them are all saying, "What about me?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there are
True,
guys
that's
out
hard.
there, there's a strategy for that. You address the group first. You say a couple of things, you know, hey ladies, how's your night going? Where were you before this? Yeah, it's busy, blah, blah, blah. And then you, and so are you having a good night tonight? And everybody knows that you're talking, but once you address the group, the women are happy with that. So there's a strategy for everything.
Just one more before we go into Secrets and Stalls. So we're going to do a whole episode on long distance properly because I'm doing long distance at the moment. But do you have any
Brilliant.
tips? Someone asked for some long distance tips.
Very good. And I've been asked this a few times. So if you look at the successful relationships that are long distance, we have, I don't know whether you know Guns N' Roses band, the Guns N' Roses band that are touring the world. I think they're home now. But Susan, the wife of Duff Rose McKagan, Susan McKagan, they do not spend more than 2 weeks apart. She will go out. She went out to Israel there a couple of months ago. They were recently, they were the longest they were apart, which was a month. So they have a rule. I remember when Brad and Angelina were together, only one of them did a film at a time. So that the family were together. So you have to have a system, boundaries to protect the relationship. So I would say we're so blessed. So back in the 60s, 70s, all the rest of it, you had to pay £1 million a minute to talk on the phone. Now we have free. Everything, Zoom, WhatsApp, everything, FaceTime. So I would say, you know, plan your dates of when you're seeing the person so you have something to look forward and you know there's an end time, and keep the emotional bond high. So don't go longer than however long you're going to say. Speak every day. I would say every day through FaceTime or whatever. Give each other that time and have your system. Because if you just leave it into the ether, you know, it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
It's just going to go on and on. You might be months apart and then, you know, you don't know where you're going.
True, yeah.
So that's what I would say.
Yeah. I think having a next date that you're going to see them.
Yeah,
Something to
that you
look
can
forward to,
aim
is
for
it?
that and something
Huge.
to look forward to.
Yeah. So we're going to do our Secrets from the Stalls again, like last week,
Brilliant.
where we ask our listeners for dilemmas. They all send them in through the email. So our email is homeidrink@goloudnow.com, and we try to give you the real talk and advice that you'd get off people in the bathroom or wherever. So the first one is it okay to take your partner back after being cheated on? We had been doing long distance for over a year and we'd seen each other twice in between. One day he rang me crying, saying he cheated, told me everything, and it broke my heart. We were going out for 2 years and everything was so good when we were together. Never argued, we both really suited each other, both our families are mad about the other person. He wasn't enjoying life and started bad habits, drinking and smoking weed every day, closed off from everyone, stopped going to the gym. Only thing he did was work. And as a result, let it get out of control and end up cheating on me and hurting the people he cared about most in the world, his girlfriend and his mum. When this did happen, he told me everything, what had been going on in his life the last while, how he's been feeling low the last while and how he cheated. I feel like he'd shown remorse and told his mum what happened. Sometimes I can't get the image out of my head and it makes me feel so shit in myself. I want to forgive him and move past this, but I'm afraid he'll do it again, even though he promised me he never would. I'm afraid I might not be able to move past it either. Should I give him a second chance? Bear in mind, this is the first time in my life he has ever cheated. In his life he's ever cheated. And we'll be living in the same country soon. Any advice you have will really help.
Okay, so I would say, first of all, ultimately, it is a personal decision. People have cheated, they've got back together, the person has never cheated again. There's been other cases where, they have got back together and the person has cheated. Again, it depends on, the investment as well. Like, obviously, you would be quicker, more inclined to move away if you've just been dating somebody 6 months and they cheat than if you've built a life together with 3 children and a house. It's a different kettle of fish, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And I think, to be honest, it's probably not a popular thing to say, and women are big into cheating. It's the worst thing ever. It really isn't. It's a consolation, okay? It really isn't. There's way worse things like cruelty and, other types of abuse in relationships. That's my personal opinion. But I would say people have moved past it. And they have even said that the relationship is better after it. Now, men think differently about this than women.
If the woman cheats?
No, sorry.
Or if they-
I should
or if
explain.
she's cheating.
Sex. Men can go... Yeah, sorry. I should say
They've
that
no,
better.
Emotional connection.
I just told you the dopamine hit.
Yeah.
Spend a night with somebody and it's the hit. It's the dopamine hit. It's not the connection or the feeling, or they're not emotionally bonded to the woman. With a woman, it's different. We're like, how could he cheat? Because women are more emotional. It's normally, us more invested and all that. It's a different thing. So I would say there's a lot going on there because he had different things going on. It was out of character. That's the expression I'm looking for.
Okay.
He kind of did a 360, U-turn in his whole life. She said there he was smoking, drinking, things he didn't do. So I would be inclined to think if you wanted to give him one more chance, it's not the end of the world. My kind of thing in life is give everybody one second chance, not 50, not 5. I had a girl that asked me, my boyfriend cheated, I took him back, he's cheated again. Shut the door and move on. That's not somebody who's sorry. Look at we're back to the Kardashians, but she just came into my head. That poor girl, Chloe, what she has been through. Like, fool me once. What's that saying? Fool me once.
Only one shame on...
Make a fool of me once, shame on you. Make a fool of me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in that too. Now, it is a personal choice. I mean, I know people that gave it a go and they just couldn't. They were looking over their shoulder every minute. The girl was a nervous wreck. She goes, I'm sorry, I love myself too much. I love myself more than I love him. I can't do it. I just cannot trust him again.
Yeah.
So, I would step back from it for a couple of weeks. Tell him you need time. You know what? I need time to think about it. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying yes. I just need to step back and get a bit of distance and see how she feels.
Why do you think it is people take them back? Why is it that your brain sometimes can say, this would be different if we go again? But the same thing happens. It's just a reoccurring cycle.
I think, Ellie, it's a great sign on you.
Oh my God.
Honest to God, I think evolved people, if you look at the most evolved people that have very high emotional intelligence and all that, they're smart. They're instinctive as well. They know forgiveness is the way to happiness. They know give people a second chance, be forgiving, give love. That's the answer to life and happiness.
There's being forgiving, and then there's big fool.
Yeah, no, in fairness, I get what you're saying, and it's true. So when that happens, you have to say, look, I've no regrets. I did my best.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good sign that you're, initially we'll say, the first thing you said, you know what, I forgive you. It's love. You forgive people. That's what, Sharon Osbourne, what's his name? Her husband. Ozzy's wife said, you want to know how I'm married 40 years, 45 years? I forgive. And forgive and forgive and forgive. She's so funny, but it's true. You've got to forgive. People are human. People make mistakes. Now I get what you're saying. There's a limit.
But we don't go back.
Chloe.
Yeah, no.
But and another point I would say just for that girl as well. Just there's two sides. I'm giving her the two sides. People are on their best behaviour normally when they're dating. When they've you locked down. And say you have two kids and you can't go anywhere. And just giving you an example, it is mainly the women carrying the can with the children. Maybe it's guys, right? But just we'll talk about the norm. You can't take your bag and leave and all that. It's way more complex. And if you've the safety net of marriage and all that and the legal thing of marriage. So I would be careful about that, the people's behaviour when they're dating. Because normally it gets worse, not better.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're trying to impress people and you're less connected and all that. When you're just dating, the person has more freedom and all that. So I would really think about whether she wants to go there or not. Yeah. There are plenty other fish in the sea as well. Don't go back out of a mindset of scarcity and I'm never going to meet anyone. There's 8 billion people in the world. There's actually a few people for us, not just one person. So I will say that on the other side of the coin.
Okay.
Wow.
I think she should listen to her gut ultimately.
Yes.
Take a step back, listen to her gut. The brain science, the new scientists, science have found a second brain in your gut now.
Your stomach,
with more neural connections than your actual brain. We were always right all along to listen to our gut.
Yeah.
But she needs to take a step back to get that space for her intuition to
clarity.
come in.
Yeah.
The next one we have then is I have moved to a different county for my boyfriend, and we had a little girl together. She is 5 years old and she was planned. All was okay in the relationship until he told me he doesn't want any more kids because of the fighting and postal depression, or to even get married now, which wasn't the plan. He knows I've broken up with someone before because of this. Getting married and having 2 or more kids was always my dream. Fast forward to a year, I caught him on Tinder, which nearly broke me. We've worked through that now. I can't just give up and leave, as my little girl would have to change school and friends, etc. I'm really struggling at the moment mentally with it all. I'm not sure if I should have a conversation with him and to come to a compromise, or should I just leave? I do truly love him, but not sure he loves or notices me.
That is so tough. Oh, my heart goes out to her.
I always feel so sad when I hear of children involved.
Yeah.
I would say you have to put your daughter first.
Yeah.
The children have to come first. And you have to put yourself first. You can't just forget everything about yourself, not love yourself and, be a doormat and just for the child either, because, she can't change schools and stuff like that. But I get it. That is a big worry. And I get where she's coming from. I would say they need long-term help, it sounds like to me. I would think about, can she's saying she'd have to move schools. Can she move somewhere else? Even exactly, and stay with school. And very big thing, when women, the main need of women is, I'll tell you the men first so that you have both things. Men need to feel needed, number one thing. Women don't want to feel alone. They're the two things. So she needs support now. She needs the sisterhood. Who has she around her? Is it better for her to move back home if things aren't working out? If she wants to give it another go and let them get help and sit down and talk about it. And, maybe it's just the stress of the illness, the postpartum, as a depression, whatever she mentioned. Maybe they just need to get out of that because, all relationships are fine until stress comes in. It's the stress that, overwhelms people, and that men and women deal with stress differently, and that even stresses the way they deal with stress. The opposite sex stresses out their partner, the way they deal with it. So I would say, go and get long-term help. see is does she need more help with the depression she's going through, and get support. See what she can do first to see can they heal it, because it sounds like they're still in it.
Yeah.
To me, that there enough time hasn't passed under the bridge. He could be saying that because he's overwhelmed. Fight or flight. He's not flighting, he's fighting. I'm not doing this, I'm not going through it again. You need to calm his circuits as well, so they can both come together from a place of calmness and knowing, how they're going to solve the problem. So it sounds to me like they're still in it. But again, I'd need to know more. But that would be my advice to her. And get as much support as she can.
Around her.
And and go and get her yoga class or whatever turns off the thinking.
Okay.
For an hour or two, be it a walk, self-care. That's the word I'm looking for.
Self-care, yeah.
Even if she has to hire a babysitter for an hour just for the day to take time out to look after herself, because, when women get overwhelmed, we're stressed and we can't think clearly.
Yeah.
She's overwhelmed, I can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like they're still in the thick of it as well.
In the thick of it, and she's in a new county, so I'm presuming she doesn't have her support network that she would. Exactly.
Of course, yeah. The last one then is, I've been in a relationship for nearly 8 months and there hasn't been one argument or even a little disagreement. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Should there be arguments in a relationship?
I love that when things are going smoothly. We're like, what? We're like, going on? Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
We think it's wrong when things are going
Such a
woman thing.
That is so funny. I would say it's early days yet. It's not a sign that it's bad. It's very good. Some couples don't have a lot of conflict. Other people do. But the main thing is how you deal with the conflict, like the Love Lab in New York, John Gottman. How are you dealing with the conflict? There's 4 horsemen of, destruction in the communication for relationships that John Gottman says. One is stonewalling. The other's talking to somebody very condescendingly. They're name calling. There are things that you need to leave out. So for every negative thing that goes on in a conversation and conflict, you're meant to have 5 positives to counteract it, to keep it on the emotional connection, to keep it steady, to keep the emotional connection strong. So I would say conflict isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's how you deal with it, and it's how you communicate with your partner. If you're name calling and it's really vicious and harsh and disrespectful, it has to be respectful. You can say how you feel, and you can say that you're not happy in a very calm, sincere, loving, respectful way. It's people don't know how to fight properly. That's the problem.
Imagine they're going all smooth and they have their first fight and
they might have no mortgage yet, no kids, they, not living together. So, things are way easier. Their own bills. Then, you go out and you buy your shoes for €300 and you're like, but babes, what's the problem? I love these shoes. Yeah. So babes, we have an ESB bill for €500,
I think that's still early days, 8 months.
The honeymoon period is from 6 months to 2 years.
Wow.
2 years is the make or break that a lot of people break up with. So it is early days.
Oh, wow.
And girls, huge secret that I'm going to reveal. Only on your show.
Tell us.
This is the gold. The most optimum time to get an engagement ring?
When?
Within the first year of the relationship. Women think they have to be interviewed for 10. Get on it, Charlene. They think they have to be interviewed for 10 years. I got to know him for 15 years. I've got to live with him for 3. Rubbish. This man did 3 years of research on the steps of the New York Marriage Bureau. He interviewed the men and the women, found out exactly why the men wanted to marry these women.
Men know when they know. Do they?
They make up their mind in 10 minutes, the research says. Women you bed or women you wed.
They put you in a box. Yeah, they put
compartmentalize.
Yeah.
Because my thing now is I feel, Charlene keeps telling me I'm not. Yeah. I'm 28, but I feel really old. I spent the first 6 years of my 20s in a relationship. Yeah. So I'm not panicking now, but
she feels like she's behind.
Yeah, you're not behind. Yeah, I promise you that.
But people keep telling me then, they're like, Ellie, you could meet a man and within a year you could be engaged. But in my head, I think because I spent so long in a relationship, I'm like,
and you weren't engaged.
Yeah, I was like, but it's meant to be you're meant to spend years together and then it's an engagement and all. And
the red flags are there within the first 1 to 3 months.
Wow.
But we just ignore them or say, I can change him. He will change. Guys change for women. Another big thing that you need to know that people don't know. Another reveal. Men change for women, but they will only change for one woman. And it will happen at the start. When she raises the bar, when she says, come here, love, you know, you're amazing, but I'm up here. And if we don't want the same things, you know, well, then, you know, I wish you all the best, or we're not on the same page or whatever. You've got to raise the bar. But within the first year, you don't need to know somebody for a year. The red flags are there. The red flags are there. And that's the most optimum time that a guy, you know, is going to give you the ring and say, you know, let's do it. Let's do it. Well, you know, to be honest, sex is a man's game. Commitment is a woman's.
Yeah.
So it's not the guys. Only 1 to 3% of guys will be like, will you marry me? Like, you know, David Beckham, I presume, and Posh. You know, I want you to be my wife. The rest of the time, it's the women. It's the women who say, I want to be happy. I can't be happy unless I'm married. And the guys, remember I told you, Charlene, your guy loves you. He wants to make you happy. The men go, well, I love you. I want to make you happy. So if that makes you happy, that's fine. It's no skin off my nose.
Yeah.
Here, let's do it if it makes you happy.
I told them I
babes.
don't want to get engaged because we don't live in the same country.
Oh.
I wouldn't like to live not together.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. It's just in my head. I'm sure like people do it, but I
I
don't know.
wouldn't be able for that. Or even if
You don't, is it? You don't want to
No.
live.
yeah.
I don't advocate living together. I feel that a lot of girls do it.
Yeah.
I see a lot of girls do it because they think they're going to get the ring quicker. But really playing, you know, wife and doing everything that a wife does without the commitment, invest only what they're
delighted.
investing.
Yeah. Isn't it?
Who's getting more? Why would you pay for the meal if it's free? If you have a wife, and I've seen it, the girls come to me and say, but I want to get the ring and, you know, I'm doing everything, and he said he'd do it, you know, last year, and
You're
it's
doing
still
too
going on.
much.
If you're acting wife and you're not getting the investment back, you're not getting the title, you're not getting the ring.
Why would they invest if
Why
they
would
get
they
it already?
invest?
Yeah.
It slows down the process. From what I've seen, it slows down the process. If you want to, you know, another coach jokes, play house, that's the way they put it, you know, and do that, well, then, you know, you say, okay, well, this is what I need. You know, you're getting everything, my emotional,
That's what-
physical,
yeah.
mental energy. I want the commitment. Sex is a guy's game, commitment is a woman's game. It's your job to say what you need, to assert what you want, and to let the guy know what you want. He's not a mind reader. It's your guy to remember Coca-Cola and Toyota. If you're representing Coca-Cola, you say what Coca-Cola is looking for. And Toyota say then what they're looking for, and they come to agreement, just like business. You have to speak up for your company, and you are your company, as it were, you know, putting it in black and white. So that is my advice. If you look at the older generations, if a woman moved over to America, if the guy got a job at in the UK, in England, she'd move and she'd get the ring. She wouldn't move and not get a ring. Oh, well, you know what? That's brilliant. You come here, let's get married. I want to marry you. I'll move over, so we're getting married. That if you look at it, look at the olden days. They got married. There was no moving in. They got married, and the guy got what they wanted, and the girl got what they wanted. What I'm hearing back now from the women is, I'm doing everything, and I'm not getting what I want. That's what I'm hearing. This is the feedback from the front line. This isn't my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm living with this guy. We've dated for 10 years. I'm living with him for 10 years, and I'm not happy. When's my day going to happen? Everybody else around me is getting married. So, you know, it's fine if you don't want the ring, and it's fine if you want to live together, and that's what, more power to you, each to their own. You know, that's perfect. The problem arises when you want more and you want to get married and you want that commitment and you're not getting it.
Wow.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Frances, I've learned so much today.
My mind
My
is
mind is
blown.
blown.
I'm going to marry
Queen today,
everyone.
last week,
Yeah, this is brilliant.
Ellie's going to go on 20 coffee dates this week.
I'm going to invite you to my wedding next year when I'm engaged.
Yeah.
That's the
Telling
right
you.
attitude. And
Yeah,
Ellie,
this
you're
is
right.
awesome.
You're not behind, just to say that, Joe. The most single people in Ireland, the matchmakers will tell you as well, are between 35 and 50. But you are correct to get on it ASAP. I don't, you know, fluffy quote things. If you want kids and you're 28, we're not 19 anymore.
No.
You're right to get going, because it can take maybe a few
take
years
me
to
on, yeah.
to meet the right person. Now, we're not in panic mode, you know, or getting desperate and thing, but you're being smart. You're aware of your time. Remember your two most important commodities. And you're not going to waste, you're not going to muck around, you know, you're going to be strategic and mindful. So I think, fair play to you, you're listening to your instinct.
This will work out, won't it?
Frances, can you give us your social media handles again before you
Oh yeah,
say?
so it's I'm on Instagram. You can DM me there. It's Frances Kelleher Coaching, and Frances Kelleher Coaching on Facebook, and I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter, and My website is www.franciskellehercoaching, all E's, Francis with an E, Kelleher with an E, .com. And you can reach out to me there. We have free resources to help you. There's no problem. Email me, DM me. We're here for you.
Francis, thank you so much.
Francis,
Coming all the way up from Kerry today.
Yeah, thank you so
You've been
much.
great.
Thank you so much, girls.
Super skip. So we take a topic based on the week's episode, and because the name of the podcast is How I Drink, we're holding our drinks, and if we sip, it means we agree. If we skip, it means we disagree. Today's super skip is getting engaged if you don't live together.
No, never understand it.
I'm gonna skip.
Skip.
But also,
I feel like we've definitely talked about this before on an episode somewhere.
I know.
I just don't
Now,
get it.
but after talking to Francis, I'm like, oh
No,
still not.
no, I don't get it.
Because you want to live in the little honeymoon.
I just always
Engaged
imagine,
phase.
and I'm sure it works for people. And if it works for people, that's amazing. But for me personally, I wouldn't. I just always think of like being in your boyfriend's house. Well, being in your fiance's house, being engaged, and then being like, right, I'm going back to my mum's.
Yeah.
I just think it's, I don't know.
I feel like for some people, it's probably their only. Say if someone lives like in the army or something, like where they had to, but there's no choice. They won't live together for years and years. Then obviously you have to.
Yeah, like circumstances.
And things
say
happen
it
in different orders. But obviously, like some people, a house is so expensive that they couldn't afford it first. But like, I think I'd rather wait until we could afford to move out together and then get engaged.
And then,
I wouldn't like rush that. I'd rather wait, I think.
Yeah.
Then again, if it happens, it happens.
You're not saying no?
No.
What if it happens?
But like, I also I'm gonna know when it happens, like, because
Dano can't hold his piss.
No, not that, he will. But he only has 6 weeks off in the summer, so he only has that, obviously.
So you're going to know it's within those 6 weeks?
Well, obviously, yeah.
He won't tell me. I keep giving out to him. Say, Dano, you have to tell me.
Because
says
he
no.
thinks he's so good at things sometimes.
You tell him that he has to tell me.
I will.
Need to make sure the nails are done.
I know.
These little things that the men wouldn't think of.
If the nails weren't done, I'd say no.
Yeah, but like, you're not getting a picture of that. Imagine getting a picture like that because your nails weren't done. With your knuckles down. You'd look like you'd have little mini fingers.
My nails are always done, but it's just if they're grown out, I'm like, no.
Yeah, they need to be fresh.
Fresh money.
Yeah, I'm saying skip.
I'm saying skip personally, but I think it's preference, isn't it? Like some people will be like, I don't care about that. I'd rather just have a ring. But I'd rather wait for the ring. If we're waiting on the house, I'll just wait for the ring as well.
Yeah, just
as long as it takes, I think.
Yeah.
Right away. But then again. Anyway. That's it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening. You can go back and listen to our bonus episode, Homer Drink Extra Juice, which is out every Monday, so make sure to listen back to that, and a new bonus episode next Monday. Don't forget to like, rate and subscribe to the podcast, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
We will see
we'll see you on Monday.
Is it Monday? Oh,
Monday.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Subscribe to this podcast for free on the GoLoud app.